It's go time.
It says go to us right before
does.
we go live,
Right.
which I feel like is motivating. Yeah.
Right? It's very instructive.
Hey, everybody. We're here.
We are.
We're back. Another week with Game On Nation Breaks It Down. I'm Blair Bloomston. I'm CEO of Game On Nation.
I'm Chris Friday, Director of Programs with Game On Nation.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're longtime colleagues, Chris.
We go back to
2009.
2009.
Yeah, it's amazing history. And
Right.
today is a very
It's all
exciting
about the
day.
history. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because today on the live stream, we are talking about 25 years of Game On Nation. 25 years.
That is amazing.
A quarter century.
Right?
Since this
Yes.
vision came into reality.
Right?
And if you don't know about Game On Nation, let me tell you what we've been doing for 25 years. So we are a national leadership, communication, and team building training firm. We have been so privileged to have the chance to work with the federal government, Department of Defense, pro sports teams, and a ton of Fortune 500 corporations. It's been quite an adventure.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe even someone like you.
Yeah, yes, maybe if you're with us on this
Right?
stream,
Yeah.
maybe you've had the chance. I see Jeffrey Lodick on there. Hello, Jeffrey, right on. That is a great example of somebody who's in our network and our Game On community.
Yeah.
Good people over 25 years.
Right?
Yeah.
Blair, think back to 25 years ago, 1997.
Oh my gosh.
Where were you? What was going on as Game On was beginning?
Yes. What was happening?
What was happening in Blair's life?
So I actually was in Bradenton, Florida. It's my hometown. It's where Game On is still based today. But I was on the cusp. I was on the edge of moving to New York City.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I left Bradenton at 17 and moved to New York City for college. I went to NYU first, which was really cool. Then I transferred to a much smaller college that was better for me called Marymount Manhattan. And I was about to go get a degree in drama. That was kind of like my career path, going all the way back to 1997.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I was working for a company called GTE Wireless that doesn't even exist anymore.
No.
And I was a sales manager for them. I had like different mall kiosk locations.
There were malls in 1997.
Malls, and you could get a cell phone at the mall, but it wasn't like a little phone. It was like a big brick phone for those of you that might have been around in 97. Those were small. I remember those were like so expensive, and you'd see people. It was like the Zach Morrison.
Yes, Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. Yes,
Saved by the Bell.
Which is a very 1997 reference.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
What else was the world like back then?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I've got some trivia.
We're going to trivia it up. I like this.
So what was the average cost of a new house in 1997? What's your guess?
I think it was maybe like 250,000.
You're high.
Oh, I'm high.
124,000.
Oh my goodness gracious.
1997 average cost. How about this is something that people might be a little frustrated about.
Okay.
How much was the average cost of a gallon of gas?
I wondered if you were going to bring up gas prices. Okay, so this I maybe kind of remember because my crew was just kind of driving in 1997, and we'd have a bunch of crumbled up dollar bills and like quarters in the change cup in our car. So I think a gallon was like $1.50. Maybe.
You're very close.
Yeah.
$1.22.
Oh, that was good because we put $4 in and be like, we can keep driving.
I remember those days in college where like I would get to the gas station. I would have like a $5 bill in my wallet, and I would put $5 worth of gas. In the car.
Yeah. And you were still going. And what? The fuel ratio wasn't even that great back in 97.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Different times. Last one.
Okay, tell me. Go.
On the trivia. And then just some fun things that are happening there. Movie ticket.
Oh.
How much was a movie ticket in 1997?
Like what movies were even out? Was that like The Matrix? Oh, you're going to tell us?
I'm going to tell you in a little
bit. Oh, you're going to tell. Yeah. Okay, so I think that a movie ticket, I'm always high on this. I'm not winning the prices right now.
No, you're going a little over, but that's right.
That's okay.
Gas, you were pretty close.
Let's say $10 for a movie ticket.
$4.59.
I'm shook.
Right?
Seriously.
Like now, the dollar movie theater would be $4.59.
Right.
I'm going to the $4.50 movie theater.
It's oh my goodness gracious.
Isn't that amazing?
That you look back, and then I think about Steve as a young man in this world, right? Coming up with this vision and idea. What else was happening in the world in late 90s?
So a a couple cool things. I think you would find this interesting.
Okay.
IBM's Deep Blue chess playing computer.
Yes.
Defeated chess champion Garry Kasparov.
Yes.
He had never lost like a human person,
but he lost to the machine.
He lost to a computer, and
I remember that.
It really marked an important point in the development of artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Late 90s.
Late 90s.
I mean, and just think about how ingrained it is now, and quantum computing is happening.
Yes.
So many functions and processes. Yeah. Wow.
Madeleine Albright, the first female Secretary of State.
Okay.
1997.
Like to see it.
Yeah. Right? The Lion King made its Broadway debut.
It's a circle of life.
Right?
Like you have to. Can you hear it? Can you?
Yes.
Like that's it. You say Lion King and us 90s kids go right back.
And Julie Taymor.
Yes.
Won the Tony for Best Director.
That's right.
Was the first woman to do that.
Was the first woman in the 90s? It took all the way to the 90s?
First woman to win a
Tony for Best Director.
For Best Director.
Well, not only that, I mean, it was groundbreaking. And that 98 is when I moved to New York City.
Right.
And started college up there. And the Lion King was everything. It was every kind of theater kid's dream to like be a part of that cast and see the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, the first book, was released in England under the title Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Of course, because there's like that American English versus English. Yeah. Should I call it like original? Yes.
Yes. NASA's Pathfinder space probe landed on the surface of Mars in 1997.
Okay, so now my like science timeline really got expanded. Right. This is cool. Okay.
Yeah. After a 12-year hiatus from Apple, Steve Jobs made a return.
Okay.
So he was gone from Apple, and then in 1997 he came back, and then that's when he and like Johnny Ives and some of those other folks started to work on like the iPod and all of those things.
Wow.
And, so there was no.
I mean, it's really fascinating, and I think what's cool, Chris, is look at our world now. Look at where we are now. Yes. If you are with me and people say 10 years ago and you still think, 1990.
I do.
1990 was 10 years ago. It was 30 years ago. So, I have all empathy for that. We got to move forward. Well, let's talk about where we are today.
Can I get one more in there?
Oh, okay. Give me one more.
Well, let me give you two.
Oh, okay, good.
You mentioned movies earlier.
Yeah.
1997. Titanic.
Oh, well, yes. Can you go back? Did you see Titanic in the theaters?
Right.
Like, yeah, that was transformative.
Right. Many sports champions that year in various NFL, Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl and the Marlins won the World Series. Do you know who won Wimbledon, the men's player who won Wimbledon in 1997? Think of your game on history.
Was it Tommy Haas? I have a story about getting kittens from Tommy Haas. So we'll save that for another live stream.
Right.
Roger Federer.
Nope.
Well, I just love sports ball in general.
Pete Sampras.
Sampras won in 97.
Won the Wimbledon in 1997.
Well, isn't this a really great connect point? Because, Pete Sampras is one of the reasons that Game On exists today. Thank you, Pete Sampras. If somehow this live stream makes it across your interwebs today, we are here shouting you out. So Pete actually was Steve Shenbaum, who's the founder and president of Game On, who kind of had the vision as a young man to create this communications training firm. Pete was the first client. And if you know Steve and if you know Pete, I think that it's fair to say that their starting baseline of personality is kind of at different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I think Pete is extremely focused, great listener, right? Kind of has a calm demeanor, can certainly turn it on, Grand Slam champion, right? Steve, on the other hand, brings like energy, enthusiasm, creativity. And, 25 years later, I think that maybe they've both simmered and adapted and grown.
Absolutely.
We've certainly seen it in Steve, but wow, that's a really cool callback.
Yeah, I thought that was like interesting, just from that standpoint of like, that was happening in 97. We're being birthed, and here we are.
I want to chat in and share Jeffrey Lodick. Jeff, you've been just so amazing coming on. You joined the Army in 97, a lifetime ago. Yeah, wish guess was $1.22 now. Here we are. It's not, but we can reminisce. And then I wanna also shout out Jason Martinez, our head of brand innovation, who joined the Marines in 1997.
Wow.
Look at that. I mean, just amazing. Thank you for your service. Thank you for having that experience. And
it seems like that was yesterday. Some of these things.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like you look and you're like, how did 25 years go? And like so much has happened, so much has evolved, you know, not just in the world, but like in the world of Game On.
Well, you know, in the world of Game On, what I think I'm most proud of, because I've been here 18 years, which is really cool. Right. Not quite the full 25, though I consider myself one of the earliest founding members, is the wisdom that Steve has been able to lead by example on for us. And the way that he created this company to really be a collective of voices where all of us are coming together in this art, right?
Yeah.
Art of developing leadership. We're so lucky we get to use games. We get to use improv and exercises and interactive learning. I think one cool future thing that we're going to be coming out with is a masterclass on how to host interactive training without freaking people out.
Right.
Because that's the key. That's something I can definitively say we've been able to do in 25 years. But Steve left us in this week's blog with some of those pieces of wisdom, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I think all of it goes to like you said, like making people feel comfortable. You know, and I think that's been like, no matter, it was help Pete and original clients feel comfortable from a media standpoint, and we're still really trying to do that today. One of the nuggets from the blog, one of the top 25 of the 25 years, was to give credit where credit is due. Steve would always like, you know, talk about that. And sometimes we would joke like, you know, like, you said that, all right, I'm going to give you credit for like the first 2 or 3 times, and then I'm going to start to
look,
adapt that into me.
We're in an industry of speakers, and we see a lot of speakers too. And we've learned over the years, but yeah, it's that like, I'll borrow that story.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a really good flat tire story, and you can tell people how to overcome adversity. And the first time you tell the story, it's like, I heard a gentleman say this story about a flat tire. And the second time, it's like, I heard this story about a flat tire. And then the third time, it's like, I had a flat tire.
So I had this flat tire.
Exactly.
Right? Absolutely.
But we don't do that here.
No. And I think that's like, it's, you know, it's so important, and it's always made me feel valued, whether it's like an exercise or a moment. Like, you know, Steve genuinely is that person to, you know, to want to throw shine towards somebody else.
It's true.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's actually the way.
Yeah.
It is the way. So I like that word of wisdom. What number was that on the list?
That was number 5.
Okay.
If you're following along at home.
Okay. Hey, by the way, this list of 25 things in 25 years that Game On has learned and how we try to lead by example is available in the Game On blog. It comes out weekly. You can go to our website, gameonnation.com, to subscribe for it. Okay, I have one.
Yes.
And it's actually number 1 on the list.
Yes.
And it's one of the things that makes me feel so comfortable at work all the time. And that is the rule of laugh with, not at.
Yes.
With, not at.
With, not at.
There's a lot of laughter here.
Yes. Well, and that's a big part of it. I like that that's there, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's okay to have fun. It's okay to bring joy, right? And levity, right?
Teams, if you're at work and you can find a little bit of joy, get some dopamine in there.
Right.
It's easier when I know that we're going to laugh, but it's not going to be at my expense.
Yes.
And it's easier too. Like, we don't have a lot of sarcasm here. We have a lot of sincerity inside Game On. So I would say Steve says this. He says, if you laugh with, not at, you'll lose some jokes, but you'll gain a lot of trust. Yeah.
So I think it's that, you know, it's just that evolution of like, when we go into a session, sometimes you'll see people like, this sounds great, don't pick me. You know? But then knowing that like at the end, they're kind of like, or towards the like, you see that hand come up like, I want to be part of this, right?
I mean, it wasn't too long ago, and we talked about it on the live stream, that Steve set such a good rule of like, laugh with, not at, and take care of each other, that a person from the audience was like, I'd like to come on stage. It was not a volunteer moment, but they just wanted to come on stage. So I think that these rules work. Yeah. What do you got?
So I'm going to go with number 7.
Okay.
Number 7 is to share the space.
And,
you know, as I think about with what we do, like my first kind of like foray into Game On, Steve was very welcoming from that standpoint of, not of like, here you go, like
this is your way.
This is welcome, like I want to hear your voice, right?
Yeah.
And so you're a part of this too. And so just from that standpoint of like, I didn't just walk in, it was like, this is the Steve Shenbaum show that I've created in 1997.
Right.
It was like, this is what we're trying to do together as a collaboration.
I mean, it's literally the reason that we went from being Game On Media originally in 1997 to changing our name in like the 2010s to be Game On Nation. Because we wanted it to be a collective of voices. And yeah, inside our team too. It's really cool to note that Steve grew the team from himself,
right,
to me, to Chris. So we've got like the
right,
second and third founding employees here.
Yeah.
But we're a team of 14 now. And that growth has just been so organic, and everybody brings their own story and background to the table. And together,
that's what I like.
Yeah.
That there's just like such a diverse background of people from like different fields,
pro sports,
that's right,
media and journalism,
military,
professional actors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all speaking the same message.
That's it.
Okay. I got another one.
Yes.
All right. So I'm dropping all the way down to number 18
Okay.
on the list of 25, which is to surround yourself with people who have your back. It's interesting. That's actually like our second rule of the game.
Yes.
That we share every time we teach. The first rule is laugh with, not at. And the second rule is surround yourself with people who have your back. And obviously it's 18 on the list because there's a lot of other life lessons in between. But getting to a place where you can literally say to your teammate, hey, have my back. Hey, I'm going to have your back.
Right.
And using that language, it seems so simple, but it's meaningful.
Well, and it's, I was talking with someone today. It's that difference between like an intellectual understanding of like, oh, that makes sense, to like, but what does that actually mean? And how do we actually do that? Right. And like, oh yeah, I got your back. Cause we say those kinds of things, like, I got your back. And then, but do we do that?
Well, it's a good way to get to feedback too, right? Because if you are both operating under the idea of like, we're going to take care of the other person, we sometimes talk about it like, I'm going to work with intention and purpose to lift you up. I'm going to serve here, right? And then if it doesn't happen, then it's I think a better conversation than you let me down.
Right.
Then you can enter the conversation by, hey, I was expecting, you to have my back in these ways.
Yes.
Can we talk about what happened here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to help you define those terms like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Words of wisdom.
I have one more.
Okay, go.
Number 10.
Yes.
Open doors for others, literally and figuratively. Right. I like the, open the doors. I try to like hold open doors for people. But I remember
you actually do that.
I tried to do that. But I remember going back to like the early days when I first came onto like the team, and like there was a couple moments. I think some of the first two things that I did was there was one where I think it was like a group of like tennis kids.
Yep.
And Steve was like, okay, I think you have this. And then like you and Steve were in the office. And so I was like, okay, here we go. And then, there was all kinds of like raucous laughter.
Sure.
And then there was another moment where tennis again, this was definitely tennis. Steve, we got a call into the office and Steve was like, Chris, some of the tennis coaches are down in the tennis office. Can you go do something?
Okay.
And so it was like, okay, I'm going down to tennis to do a Game On session. And I've been here for
a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think for me, it was like my fourth day.
Yes.
As an intern with Game On. And Steve was like, and you're teaching.
Yeah.
Go for it. So I have all empathy on that feeling.
No, but I like that sense of like opening the door. Cause sometimes you might not have the courage to open the door for yourself. You might not think I'm not ready to open this door.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice when someone opens that door for you and like pushes you through.
Yeah.
And it's like, the door's open, go.
I mean,
you can do this.
I just think it's so key that you can't hold somebody back.
Right.
And it might feel early for them, but if you're in that leadership position and you see like they've got it, I'm going to let them do it. Hey, Rebecca, you chatted and I want to get this in here because this is an amazing comment. So you said in our organization, we talk a lot about opening doors for the next generation. Yes, legacy planning. This is how we value young people and how we continue to grow. Yeah. Right on. You know, we're a small but mighty team here, but it always feels like an extension whenever we get to go work at these big organizations and share those same messages. I'm so happy to hear that that's part of your company culture. Really cool. Okay, so we talked about opening doors. Yes. I've got another one. Yeah. Well, wait. I did one. You did one. What's your last? Is that your last one? That was my third. That was your third one? That was my third. Okay, so I'm gonna do my third one. Okay, you do yours. And we're just gonna do 3 each here because what we want you to do is subscribe to the blog so that you can get the rest of the list. Right. But the last one here is really meaningful to me. And it is our third rule of the game inside Game On, and that is to celebrate small wins. Small wins. Chris, what are a couple small wins that you are celebrating lately? Celebrating small wins that lately is that school is out. Oh, school's out. Yes, our kids have been released for the summer. Right. That is pretty exciting. So that's exciting. I think small wins are that the grass got cut the other day. You know what? That's nice. Like these little check marks of accomplishment are not for nothing. Right. Other small wins, most of them like revolve around like my wife and my kids and those kinds of things. I try to like pour into that. Is small wins is just like being able to like sit on the couch now and like watch a program and not have to worry about like it's 8 o'clock, it's bedtime. Because your kids are old enough that they're helping with that. Well, it's 8 o'clock. They're going to bed, so sometimes it's nice to like be able to start a movie at 7:30. Oh yeah, and know that like, all right, we can just sit and watch this together. That's really nice. Yeah. I like these small wins from life and this balance of what we're doing as professionals and who we are as people. I have a small win lately. It's literally small right now. I got really into farming. Yes. Not just gardening. I consider it to be farming during the pandemic. I did rent a skid steer and tore up my whole backyard. And I've only been growing dirt for 2 years. The best dirt. That's amazing. The best dirt. But I planted seeds. I planted seeds only about 3 weeks ago, and they are sprouting. And they are small. Each one of them is a small win and a miracle from nature. And when I wake up in the morning, I don't always have time to go out and like water them before I make it into the office, but I can just look out the window or peek off my patio really quick and like feel that growth. Isn't that like, I think, at our house, it's a small win to keep a plant alive, right? The fact that it's not like drooping over. But I remember times when like my youngest would like plant like a seed, like a little like cup, you know, do that at school or something. That moment that green thing breaks through the soil, their whole world is like, look at what's happening. And it's easy to lose sight of some of those kinds of joys. And I know how much, the farming for that. Thank you for calling it farming because it really is. Well, I mean, I think that's the thing. We all need these reminders. We're still 6 months out. I mean, I don't know if we've been through a lot over the past couple of years, and being able to connect with your teammates, being able to do some form of service and put good work and good works out there. These are all small wins that happen on a Tuesday. It's not the Monday of the week where it's like, go, or the Friday where it's like, I'm gone, right? It's like the Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday grind. Where can we stop and smell the roses? And I think with celebrating small wins, it's also not just celebrating our own small wins, but we need to do that, but like celebrate others' small wins. Like, just that sense of like recognition of like, that was great. Yesterday, I taught an 8-hour-long virtual session. Celebrate that. Seriously. Yes. But like, it was nice when I came in the office today, you and Jason clapped it out a little bit. Right. And it was like, thank you. I did make it through. By the way, I happen to be one of those freaky people that I really, really love teaching virtually. Like, yes, I do. I love it. Like, it's my video game. You do it well. Yeah. You do it well. And not to say that doing anything for 8 hours is energy expensive, I guess you could say. But it was nice to have just that cheer coming in this morning. Yeah. Okay, so cheer. Yes. So every week at the end of the live stream, we do our song of the week. And it's so meaningful to us because we talk a lot about sound inside Game On. And I would say that these 25 pieces of advice are sound advice. Yeah. It's why I really want people to get the message and get the word out about it because I believe in them.
Yeah.
But not only that, we got a song about it.
And it's a fun song.
It's
a song that will like get in your in your brain, and you'll be singing this all day.
I'm already dancing to it.
Right?
Yeah. So like maybe we'll do a name that tune. I'll start singing it and see if you guys can chat in what it is.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, ready?
Right.
There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the year. Oh, I picked a low key. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Okay, so that's it. Nobody chatted in, but I know you got it.
Yeah.
It's Cool in the Gang. Celebration. We are celebrating good times.
That's it.
Come on.
There is a lot to celebrate. And there's a lot to be, to be thankful for, to have joy about. And sometimes we just have to be willing to like take a deep breath and, look for those things to celebrate, to hunt those good things that are happening.
Yeah. Look, Rebecca, you're the star of the live stream today. Right. You are winning, right? I love this small win, painting an entire house for an elderly couple who need a place to live. What a gift of service.
Right.
I love that. Thank you for chatting that in. So these are the things. This is why we are Game On Nation. 25 years later, what Steve has created is still going so strong. We're gearing up for not just 25 more. I told Jason before the stream, I'm like, 250 more years. Let's 10X this bad boy.
We have a bicentennial.
It'll be like, what is that? Great umpteenth grandchild inherits the company. Look, we're a small business like so many other small businesses out there in the country. And I am very proud to say that we do big work on this small but mighty team. Yeah. And you being a part of our community means a lot to us. It means the world to us.
Yeah, so we thank you so much for like jumping in today. Hopefully you'll check out the blog, check out a couple things that resonate with you. But if nothing else, really do your best to laugh with.
Have each other's back.
And celebrate the
small wins. Woo! Celebrate good times. We're going off the air.